4 clubs, 4 different leagues, multiple league titles at all 4. Maxwell didn't just visit the top of European football, he lived there for over a decade. But here's the question nobody actually asks. Was Maxwell genuinely elite, or was he a good player who constantly found himself playing for great teams? Today, Maxwell gets a football reality check. To understand Maxwell, you need to understand the era. The 2000s and early 2010s produced some of the best left backs football has ever seen. Marcelo was terrorizing defenses from left back at Real Madrid, Ashley Cole was being called the best in the world at his position, Patrice Evra was winning titles at Manchester United and commanding his flank completely. These weren't just good players, they were generational. Maxwell was competing in that same era at that same level at clubs just as big, and he kept getting picked up by the best clubs in world football. That alone deserves a massive amount of respect. So what made him worth signing? Maxwell's game was built on one thing: never losing the ball. His passing was clean and precise, his first touch was exceptional for a defender, and his composure under pressure was genuinely elite. In a back 4, trust is everything. Managers needed to know their left back wouldn't panic, wouldn't misplay passes, and wouldn't switch off. Maxwell was that guarantee every single week. At Ajax, he developed into one of the most technically refined fullbacks in Europe. The Dutch system suited him perfectly: patient, positional, possession-based football. At Inter Milan, he became part of one of Serie A's most dominant sides. A different kind of football, more defensive structure, but Maxwell adapted brilliantly. At Barcelona under Guardiola, he reached his highest peak. Pep's system demanded fullbacks who could keep the ball moving under intense pressure. Maxwell didn't just cope, he thrived under this system. And finally, at PSG, he became a leader. He helped build a project from the ground up as the club transformed into a European powerhouse. Different countries, different managers, different demands. The one constant was Maxwell. But here's where we get honest with the football reality check. Maxwell was never explosive, he was never the quickest in the foot race, and in one-on-one defensive situations against top wingers, he could be exposed. At Barcelona and Inter, he was protected. The midfield structures around him covered the spaces his lack of pace left open. In a weaker system, those limitations became a real problem. And when you compare him to the truly elite left backs of his era, Ashley Cole's defensive intensity, Marcelo's attacking output, Lahm's complete game, Maxwell falls short in each category. Cole was a better defender, Marcelo was a more dynamic attacker, Lahm was simply a more complete player overall. Maxwell didn't have a category where he truly won. So where does that leave him in the rankings? Maxwell is the perfect example of a player who maximized absolutely everything he had. He knew his strengths, he minimized his weaknesses, and he made himself indispensable at 4 of the biggest clubs in the world. That is not luck, that is elite professionalism. But elite means more than being reliable, it means being the difference maker. And Maxwell, for all his quality, was rarely that. That is why we at Football Reality Check place Maxwell firmly in the B tier category. Do you agree or disagree with the ranking? Let us know in the comments below which player you want us to rate next here at Football Reality Check.